Hey, this is Max with Guitarcenter. We're here at NAMM 2026, and we're in the AlphaTheta booth with our friend Jay. Jay, how you doing?
Good, Max. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. We're here looking at the all-new RMX-IGNITE. Now, this is the first major update in this product line, and give or take about 14 years. For those that aren't familiar with the IGNITE, just announced, or the RMX-1000, can you tell us a little bit at a high level who this is for?
This is really to set a DJ's imagination and creativity on fire, hence the word ignite. We started with the RMX-1000 14 years ago, really big hit, and it's had a very long life when it comes to products. It's an effector. You can add samples to it. You can do rolls. We had a lot of people asking, you need to update it. What do we have for the future? So fast forward 14 years, and here we are at NAMM with the new RMX-IGNITE. So we still have the sampler. We've added to that. We also have lever effects on the top. We have isolator effects on the bottom. So you still have what are really well known in our business from the RMX-1000. Up here, starting on the top left, we have this screen that I can monitor the audio in and out, as well as change what it is that I'm sampling or call up my own sample banks, because I can go onto an app and put in anything I'd like and then feed it in directly. One of the cool features is that this will take samples from one of the players because it has Pro DJ Link. So if I have samples on one of my CDJs and I have it hooked up with an Ethernet hub or directly with Pro DJ Link, I can actually take those samples and feed them into it. It also has a USB port in the back, so I can use a USB flash drive and put them in that way. When you come over here, you're really looking at the main section for all the effects. The top, I have lever effects with the toggles that I can leave on or just hit one hits. Then at the bottom, I have these isolator knobs that do other effects. I can also do two effects at once. I just need to reach top and bottom and engage them both. I then have a wet or dry echo out. So I can take the effect I'm using, which we did do on the RMX-1000, and kill it all with this echo out, or I can just kill the music underneath it. So I have those two choices. Over here, the sample roll, I have two full banks now, so I can not only hit one, but I can combine them. So if I want to do a one beat and then add a half to it, I can do both. I could actually do three at a time if I wanted to. Might get a little confusing, but it certainly opens up my creativity. I can also record them, hold them, and then I come down here to engage what samples I want. So what I've done is I've taken two of the sample banks and used the sample roll. But instead of just having one where I could just go through it, and we've seen that, I've actually got two. So I've cut everything, but I can do two at a time. So it really adds to creativity. I can now make some really cool drum beats, leave them going underneath the track if I want, because as you noticed, I don't have anything playing, but yet I could still hear it. With these, I can use that same thing. So now I can do this. The sample roll will be the sample bank. So whatever sample I have chosen will be what I'm rolling. So again, these are just hits. So that's a cymbal hit, kicks. What's cool is when you add your own samples. So the creativity aspect really expands when you can put in your own banks. We have 12 effects, 6 on the top and 6 on the bottom that I can combine. So what I'm going to do is play some music, and then I'm going to go through each effect, but I'm going to use the high, mid, low as to what I affect on it. So let me put a loop on. And again, if I push down the lever, it's a one hit. If I push the lever up, it stays engaged. So let me go through a couple more effects. And again, you'll notice when I go through the effects, I'm using frequencies. It's not just a normal, let's say, mixer or software effect that all the bands are hit. This way, I'm actually breaking down which frequency I want to have affected.
So I noticed obviously there's subparameter control over there. That's essentially just an assigned parameter for each of these effects that'll give you even deeper control over the effect itself.
Right, and that can be adjusted. So again, I can go in and change what speed I want effects to come in, the beat setup, when I'm using the top effects and the bottom effects. So on the bottom, you notice these 3 knobs. These are a throwback to our EFX 500 back in the day, as well as our RMX 1000. They had these 3 isolator knobs. And again, low, mid, high, that's what they're affecting. So what I'm gonna do is play another sample, gonna hit these effects, and then use these now to use that effect. I'm doing it very quickly for video's sake, but in the real world, this is a subtle change that DJs, producers, anyone using this is going to notice. You're going to be playing a song and only turn these a little bit to start really changing the way the music sounds. So again, for this sake, I'm doing it quickly, but these are really meant to be used in a very slow manner. So I'll do the filter. So again, the effects are there to be creative. So we don't want to make somebody feel like, oh, I've got to turn this really fast and then I do what I want. It's up to you, the DJ. You're the talent. We want you to express yourself through the RMX-IGNITE.
So Jay, obviously there's plenty of mixers out there, even from AlphaTheta and others. There's plenty of controllers, especially if you've got a software setup where people are going to have effects built in. They're going to have samplers.
Right.
What is, what's the X factor that's going to take them over the top here to say, yes, I need to have this in my rig? What's it really going to do for them?
When you have an effect on a mixer, you tend to set a parameter or a level, you hit engage, and the effect takes place. What the RMX series has taught us is that DJs are willing to spend the time to focus on the music and its outcome by using an effect. This is just going, in my opinion, way past the level of effects on a mixer. These are great to use and they do their job really well. This is where you're crafting effects. You're no longer just hitting a button and saying, look, I have a 1-beat loop, I have an echo roll or whatever. Now you're actually going in and you're manipulating the music in such a way that it becomes completely individual to you, the talent.
It's kind of like the difference between, working with presets versus actually moving knobs, right?
Yeah, 100%. You're going to be in control of how it really comes out. So even if everything starts to crash into itself, you have kind of your get out of jail clear button and you can kill off the effects. But we find people will start to find what they really like. Maybe it's just adding something in the sampler. Maybe it's creating their own samples, or it's just adding a little tape echo or something. You start small, and before you know it, this has become an integral part of your setup because you want to be able to play music to people and go, what mix is that? Oh, it's mine. I'm doing it on the fly with the RMX-IGNITE.
Yeah, it adds another layer of musical complexity. There's a musicality to it.
100%. And again, you take yourself from pushing a button to now not only hitting levers and knobs, but doing it on a level where you are creating. It's not just there to make an effect. It's there to allow you to really come out of who you are as an artist and be that artist.
Jay, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate you going through each section of the RMX-IGNITE.
Absolutely.
If you want to learn more about it and you want to get your order in today, head to guitarcenter.com and stay tuned to our YouTube channel for all the latest new from NAMM.